Well, Dawn, I'm so thankful that you're on our show today. Dawn, you're a registered social worker and you started the Family Enhancement Center when you were in a time of your life where you're a single mom and it seemed like all things were stacked up against you. Can you share a little of that story with us?
Sure, sure. Yeah, it really is. I never thought then that I would end up here now. That's for sure. And it was definitely all God.
Mm.
I started off, I had a bit of a rough start in life. I was a homeless teen for a little while and became a single mom and was trying to make all of that work, working and having her at school from my past history. I have chronic PTSD, and unfortunately, that created an environment where she really struggled with anxiety when she was younger. And it came to a point where I would drop her off at school to go to work, and the school would call me right away and say she had a lot of psychosomatic symptoms, had headaches, stomach aches. She was not feeling well, and it went on for a while. And finally, I just said, "Okay, God, I don't know what to do. I know I need to be there for her, and so as a mom, that's going to be my priority, and really you have to figure out the rest of it." And so I felt like he had said that I should leave my job. And I wasn't really sure I heard him right, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm a single sole support stay-at-home mom. How is that going to work? But
Right.
it did. He did. He really came through. Within a couple of weeks, I had some phone calls from some people I hadn't heard from in years, and doors really started to open. And very quickly, I was able to replace the income I was making at work, and I was able to stay at home and take care of my daughter, and just do what she needed with that. So
That's
um,
amazing. Well, that's an example. And I think someone's watching right now that they're like, maybe they're exactly that single mom, your story right now, and they are overwhelmed with maybe some needs of their family members. But thank you for reminding us that, when we're willing to trust God, right, He does meet our every need.
yeah.
When you started you had some challenges in your own life, but as a single parent, you started this counseling business and
Yeah.
the Family Enhancement Center. It's now impacting the region that it serves. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, how did that come to be, and what is it?
Yeah, again, I had no master plan. This was all God. Just very slowly, He would open doors for me, and I naively would walk through them and
I
say,
love
"I
it.
wonder what's in here," and it would open up. And we started our office. Our main office is in Brampton, and we slowly, just one after the other, started opening up other locations. And it was like I said, there was no master plan. This was just God created an opportunity. I would take advantage of it and just sort of go. I used to say a lot, my life was kind of like falling downstairs. It wasn't pretty and it was often painful, but I would usually get in the direction I was going, and then and then I'd kind of look around and say, "Hey, that kind of worked out." That
How they end up here, right?
That's right.
Wow.
I think John Maxwell says, if you're going to fail, fail forward, so
Yes,
that you can do it. So it
that's
was,
amazing.
it really, really was. It really was.
Well,
I
I,
think I
I
did
love that book,
everything
Fail
wrong.
Forward, and I think that's showing your trust in God. How big is the count? Like, how many places is the family care, counseling center located now?
So yeah, we've got five through Southern Ontario, and then when COVID happened, we kind of reshuffled around a little bit. We opened up online, and so now we really are providing it all over Ontario
Wow,
for online services, which has
it's
which has
amazing.
really helped us be able to reach people, especially in remote areas or places where maybe they don't have services for kids, or they don't have
Yeah,
services for different populations, that we're able to go there and provide those services with them, which is an amazing opportunity. I'm so
yeah.
privileged that God has opened that door for us.
Well, you even shared with me that people now, mainly people are online, like you're calling in, so you don't have to show up to a building for
Yes.
counseling. A lot of people need help right now, Dawn, and COVID has brought a lot of anxiety and fear, and a lot of social interaction challenges which affect us as humans. So, what do
Yeah.
you see coming into your office? What are some of the key issues or challenges that you see every day coming, not necessarily
Yeah.
showing up physically, but people that you're counseling online?
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression as well, unfortunately, that I think people are really feeling isolated, and that's weighing heavy on their mental health. A lot of couples counseling. I know people love their spouse, but sometimes maybe, you spend a lot of time together
Yeah,
and you might not like them as much as you thought you did. And
right.
so we're able to, to really help people, give them a place to talk, come up with some strategies, and it doesn't have to be big things. It can be just small
Mhm.
shifts, just to make improved communication, to make
Yeah.
sure that you have a self help sort of strategy, that kind of thing. That it's
Hmm. Well,
to give
let's
them
go.
somebody to talk to.
Yeah, let's go there because you mentioned anxiety and depression, and you mentioned
Yeah.
some, marital challenges. What steps or what advice can you give
Mhm.
us as our viewers are watching? Maybe they're facing that right now. What are some things, maybe simple things they can do to help them with those challenges?
Everybody is different, but I think that, especially with anxiety, I think before people had a sense that they were a little bit in control of their lives or their circumstances. They had things that made sense, which might have been a false sense of security, because I don't think we ever really have control over what's going on. But
Right.
but now, when you really, it's very apparent that you do not have control over what's happening. It can really raise up that anxiety. So
Hmm.
I think what's helpful is just to take one day at a time. It doesn't. I know people now are talking about preparing for 6 months of winter, and how are they gonna cope through that? And that can be very overwhelming. So I would just suggest, like, don't look so far ahead. Just do one day at a time, and try to make it through one day, and
It's good.
breathe.
It's
Lots of
good.
breathing. Like, if
That's
a
good.
lot of times when we stop, we get tense, we stop breathing.
Mm.
Our brain then starts to panic because it says, I'm not breathing. And then our
Yeah.
heart starts to race, and we'll get some of those symptoms of a panic attack.
Okay, so take
So
one
it's
day at a time. Take a
Yeah.
deep breath, right?
Yeah,
Keep
that's
breathing, right? What else?
Yeah, that's right. It's nice to get some fresh air, go outside, walk around, see, take a look at the bigger picture. It's
Yeah.
good for us to slow down a little bit and really just see what's God's doing. The leaves are changing, the birds are singing, and even just to sit on a park bench for 10 minutes,
Mm.
or on your back deck, something like that. Just to listen to the leaves, it'll make a difference. If you're like, okay, 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 I get it. I'm actually a small person in this big scheme
Yeah.
of things anyway.
I think that's
And
great advice and something I follow. I'm all about getting fresh air, enjoying God's nature, especially in this. Well, even if there was snow, it'd be a great idea. Can you tell us, just, as we're wrapping up here, how would we know if we need professional help?
Yeah, I would say that there's definitely a spectrum, and we even work with people to maintain wellness. So if things aren't terrible, we can work with them to make sure that it's going okay. But
Yeah.
but I would say, feeling overwhelmed. So if you're finding that you don't want to get out of bed in the morning, if you're finding that you easily come to tears, or you're upset, or you're easily angry, and at the people that you love, I think that's a bit of a suggestion from
Yeah.
ourselves to say,
Yeah.
we're not really doing okay. Get some extra help.
Yeah.
Also, the people, sometimes we recognize it in our loved ones more than we recognize it in ourselves. So
True.
some of the symptoms for anxiety and depression are just being easily irritated, and
Mm.
by others, and really just irritable,
Yeah.
which sometimes we want to stay away from those people because they're not nice to be around. But it actually could be a mental health it could be a mental health
Right.
issue, where they need extra support to be able to get it, and not to
That's
wait. You don't
sorry.
have to wait too long. Yeah, don't wait till if
Yeah.
it's really bad. Get it early.
Yeah, that's really good, Dawn. I thank you so much. Thanks for taking time with us today. How can people find you or your services?
Yeah, for sure. They can check out our website for sure. It's tfec.ca, and we're on social media as well. So Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. They can,
Okay.
if they wonder, do you do this or can you help with that? They can always just give us a call or send us an
That's
email,
great.
something like that, and we'll get back to them.
That's great. Well, we put that up on the screen for you to contact Dawn. Thank you so much. God bless you in your work and your ministry. And now this is how a mother's prayers saved her son from addiction.